Good afternoon. Hapon sa inyo. Oh, pwede someone asked me two to three Sundays ago what was the topic Pastor Val assigned to me for today. I said to him, love for enemies. He immediately replied, yun, tama-tama sa iyan. Sabi niya, alam mo yan. So, it made me think, bakit kaya niya sinabi yan? Why did he say that to me? I couldn't figure out what he meant for several days, and it turned into weeks. So I kept on thinking about it, I reflected on it, and as I studied the text, I realized why he said that. Honestly, I don't have any formal training as somebody to deliver a message, especially on Sundays, but in order to do this, I met up with Pastor Val several times for tutorials, constructing a sermon. But that is just one factor in creating a message. Although that's no easy task, yung paggawa ng sermon, pagsusulat. But the main issue is what God really wants to tell the church. Amen. So let's pray. Lord, I humble myself before you. I myself have nothing to offer, but just use me as your vessel to deliver your word to your people. And I pray for your people that you open their hearts and minds, that they get something out of this straight from your word. Only from your word and not mine. In Jesus' name we pray. Love for enemies. Can you repeat that? Love for enemies. Anybody notice something wrong with the phrase? Love for enemies? Those are two words that don't go hand in hand. Love sa enemy, pagmamahal sa kaaway. It doesn't ring right. More so, kung mandate siya ng Panginoon. Mandate, instruction, and almost, I would say, a command. We could easily say, it's not normal. It's not non-conforming. It's against the grain and counterintuitive. Hindi ito natural sa atin. Naalala ko the first time I was interviewed by I was very new in the church. We had lunch at Pinoy Grill. Pastor Wayne, mahilig yan magbigay ng mga tanong. Sabi sa akin, ang gagawin pag may sumapak sa'yo dito. Sabi sa akin, what would you do if somebody punches you? The first instinct I said, I'll punch him back. And then I'll say sorry to the Lord. Kasi yung instinct mo, di ba? You know, unless, you're really have been changed completely by the Lord. So, what I'm trying to say is, yun yung natural sa atin. There's something they call in science, the fight or flight reaction of a person. That's why human beings have existed long time ago because of that natural reaction. So, again, yung sinabi sa akin ng brother 3 Sundays akong tamang-tama sa iya. And alam mo yan. Gradually is sinking on me kasi, dun pa lang sa tanong niya, bagsak ka. I already failed. If you please turn your Bibles to Luke 6, verse 37 and to 39, I think. Love for enemies. But I say to you that listen, by the way, I'm using the New Standard Version. Nakalimutan ko yung Bible ko. I say to you that listen, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who abuse you. If anyone strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from anyone who takes away from you or your coat, do not withhold even your shirt. Give to everyone who begs from you, and if anyone takes away your goods, do not ask for them again. Do to others as you would have them do to you. 32. If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. If you lend to those from whom you hope to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners and lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High. For He is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Thank you, Lord, for your word. So, I really can't help but wonder, kasi ang hirap eh. I really can't imagine how I can apply this. Kahapon lang eh, after we met, we met at 9 o'clock sa Tinis. 10:30, nag-iwalay na kami. Pauwi pa lang ako. I usually use the cruise control because I hate speeding tickets. May nag-cut sa akin. Once I turn off the cruise control, beast mode na yun. But, naalala mo, kakausap ko ng pastor. So, hindi ko ginawa. I stayed on the cruise control. But I really can't help but wonder why Jesus wants us to do this. Sabi ko, Lord, paano kung palitan ko na lang to? Palitan natin. Look at your Bibles. If I will change enemy to friend, family, and loved ones, mas madali eh. Tingnan mo. Love your friends, family, and loved ones. Do good to those who love you. Bless those who bless you. Pray for those who pray for you and treat you well. If someone kisses you on one cheek, turn to them the other cheek. Di ba? Yes, yes. If someone gives you a coat, accept it gladly. Give to everyone who gives you, and if anyone gives what you deserve, give them back what they deserve. So, mas madali yung last word ni Jesus. So, do to others as you would have them to do to you. Kasi, reciprocal, di ba? It sounds right. Walang mahirap gawin. But the question is, do we all do these things without any struggle? Of course. Kasi, natural eh. May kapalit eh, di ba? If this is the case, why did Jesus tell us to love our enemies? Before I begin to go into the text, I will drink. Sabi ni Chris sa akin, Chris Adrales will be the next preacher, sabi niya. Kuya Mike. No, yun lang, you're gonna get dry because you're handling the word of God. It's so scary. We have so much respect for it. If you read the text, the first verse says, "But to you who listen." To you who listen. Huh? If you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you will notice that multitudes of people follow Jesus. Lahat yan. Lahat dami. Even to a point na there was 5,000 people that followed him. To the point na he had to be in a boat and be offshore. But mind you, not all of them are listeners, nor followers, more so disciples. Some follow him because of curiosity, entertainment, kasi nung araw, wala pa namang mga masyadong puntahan ng tao. So, if somebody is like Jesus is speaking and healing at nagpapakain pa, people go there. Entertainment, food, parang modern day church, di ba? Not all of the people come to listen. But I tell you the truth, you being here right now is no coincidence. God has put you here right now in the perfect timing to listen to this message. Amen? I remember one verse even, Matthew 8:18, yung teacher of the law. Sabi niya, Lord, I want to follow you. Matthew 8:18, verse 22. Lord, I want to follow you. But God sees the heart. Alam niya, sasabit lang to because I'm being famous. So, sabi niya dun sa teacher of the law, foxes have holes and birds have nests, but the Son of Man don't have a place to lay his head. And on John 10:26 and 27, sabi ni Jesus, you do not believe because you are not my sheep. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them and they follow me. So, can we agree that Jesus is speaking to his true followers? And yung topic ni Pastor for the entire year is come follow me. And this text is encouraging us to follow him up to this point of loving our enemies. Amen? Now that we have established to who this passage is for, let us go to the why. If someone asks you, what is the main theme of the Bible? In one word, you will only conclude that it is love. Yun lang. Simula Genesis hanggang Revelation. Walang ibang theme ang Bible kundi love. We have heard it that the Bible is the love story of God to mankind. You have heard in other preachers, it is the life, the birth, the life, the death, and resurrection. And all of this is because of love. Now, before Jesus came to the world, meron na bang love? Meron na bang nag-i-exist na love? Meron na. Kaya nga, yung generation, nagtuloy-tuloy kasi yung mga couple na naglalove, di ba? And there are different kinds of love. Eros, Philos, Storge, Ludus, Pena, and so on. These are erotic love, affectionate love, familial, yung sa pamilya, playful, obsessive, enduring. But all of these have the same or one thing in common. They are all selfish because they expect something in return. When Jesus Christ came, if you remember John 3:16, that is the ultimate love. Selfless and sacrificial. Walang kapalit. Because He came, God gave us His Son kahit hindi natin dine-deserve. Now before we go again to the text, I wanted to review several commands that Jesus taught about love. If you would turn your Bible to Matthew 22, verse 38 to 39. Matthew 22, 38. 22, 38, and 39. I'll start from 34. The greatest commandment. When the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, a lawyer, asked him a question to test him. Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest? He said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And the second is, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. One of these commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Imagine the the whole law of the Jewish, yung Torah, the whole Jewish law, sinamarize at dalawa lang. And this involves love. Love God and love your neighbor. If you would turn your Bibles, John chapter 13 to 30. Practice yan mga kapatid kasi madalas tinitignan niya lang practice. John 13 verse 30. Is that? No, I'm sorry. Anyway, that's the wrong verse. But before he was taken, but before he was crucified, sabi niya, meron siyang final instruction sa mga disciples. Sabi niya, a new command I give to you. Diba? Love one another. So that the world will know that you are my disciples. 13:34. Oh, tama na. 13. Just wanna... Thank you, Pastor. Yan, I give you a new commandment, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. You also should love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another. Amen? So can you see this? These are not light or irrelevant words from Jesus. The first one, sabi nga, he summarized the entire law. And the second, yung sa John 13:34, he gave this new command before he left to be crucified. So kung meron kang, if you have somebody who will be executed and he told you one more message, ibig sabihin importante. So, love your enemies. Love your enemies. But, sabi ko nga, di ba, what if we change it to love our friends, family, and loved ones? Madali siya, and other religions do it too. Kahit anong religion ka, Hindu, Sikh, Muslim, they love their loved ones, family, friends. Hindi mahirap. It is easily hidden and masked even by tradition and yung fake lang na outward love. And then now all of a sudden Jesus say, love your enemies. Sabi ko, where did that come from? If you look at it again, love your God was mentioned once, but love for neighbor was mentioned twice. Is it because, more often than not, yung word na neighbor are those people that we interact with, those whom we live with in our household, those whom we have a relationship, connection, like family, friends, church mate, co-worker. These are your neighbors. And these are the same people that hurt you. But Jesus, by example, He is leading us to show the world this different kind of love that they have not seen before. A selfless and sacrificial kind of love. A love that forgives. A love that forgives and without limits. And that is what we do. Diba? Yun yung title ng message. My first point is to love unconditionally. Now, if you think about love and you connect this with emotion, madi-disappoint ka. Hindi yan ang love na sinasabi sa Bible. Kasi every word that Jesus said in the Gospels and every action that He did showed selfless and sacrificial love. Look at John 3:16. Diba? For God so loved the world that He, action word, diba? Gave. Hindi siya emotion. So when you love, you don't wait na may maramdaman ka dun sa naka-offend sa'yo. Whether it's your churchmate, your family member, your coworker. It is not an emotion, but it's an action. And my second point is, we have to forgive without limits. Matthew 18. Let us go there. Matthew 18. Unahin ko na si Peter. Verse 21. Of all the disciples who will ask this question, bakit si Peter? If you remember, nung huhulihin si Jesus, umalag si Peter. Diba? He drew his sword and strike one of the Roman soldiers. Kasi mainitin ang ulo niyan si Peter. And if you could imagine, Peter, the disciples walking with Jesus, while he was healing and preaching, maybe Peter was the one who parang bodyguard. So marami nakakaaway din si Peter, I can imagine. So tinanong niya si Jesus Lord, how many times shall we forgive? 7 times? In the Jewish law, 3 strike lang. You can bring that person to court. Nagyabang pa si Peter, diba? Sabi niya, 7 times. Not only did he double it, dinagdagan pa niya ng isa. Pero ano sabi ni Jesus? As many as 70 times 7. And this number is irrelevant. Ang ibig sabihin dito ni Jesus is, forgive every time. Amen? And the parable of the unforgiving servant is this. For this reason, the kingdom of heaven may be compared to a king who wished to settle accounts with his slaves. When he began the reckoning, one who owed him 10,000 talents was brought to him, and as he could not pay, his Lord ordered him to be sold together with his wife and children. Sa mga Bible commentaries, itong halaga na to, itong 10,000, hindi talaga to mababayaran ng kahit sino in his lifetime. So, imagine mo na lang how much you earn every year. Hindi niya pa rin ito mababayaran. Kaya that's why he was gonna be sent to jail, tapos ibebenta pa yung kanyang pamilya as slaves. Sabi niya, so the slave fell on his knees before him, saying, "Have patience with me, and I will pay you everything." And out of pity for him, the Lord of the slave released him and forgave him the debt. But that same day, tama naman kung gaano mabilis makalimot ang tao. Same day, as he went out and came upon one of his fellow slaves who owed him 100 denarii lang, compared to the 10,000, and seizing him by the neck, pay what you owe me. Then his fellow slave fell down and pleaded with him, "Have patience with me, and I will pay you." But he refused. Then he went and threw him into prison until he would pay the debt. When his fellow slaves saw what had happened, they were greatly distressed, and they went and reported to their Lord all that had taken place. Then his Lord summoned him and said to him, "You wicked slave, I forgave you all that debt because you pleaded with me. Now should you not have had mercy on your fellow slave as I had mercy on you?" And in anger, his Lord handed him over to be tortured until he would pay his entire debt. So my heavenly Father will also do to every one of you if you do not forgive your brother or sister from your heart. I know maybe you might say, wala naman akong kaaway. I don't have enemies. But Jesus knows as an all-knowing God that there will always be a situation that somebody will hate you, even without realizing it. There will always be people who will curse you because of envy. There will always be people who will mistreat you because of selfish ambition. People who will hurt you, insult you, take away things from you, abuse you, betray you, and try to destroy you. I think when that brother of mine said to me na tamang-tama sa yan, at alam na alam yan, is because he witnessed how I approach life when it comes to these very words of loving your enemies. I always fail miserably to love and to forgive. How many relationships that I could have saved, with people I could have nourished just by following this command of Jesus. And I believe this is true with all of us. In your workplace, start tayo kahit sa bahay, at home, in church. Hindi ko na i-detalye, but people hurt you, kahit a simple word, a simple gesture. Nakakaisa na to next Sunday na naman. Ang alaman na to, isa na lang. I was endowed by gifts, obviously, music. I even exercised those gifts that God has endowed me. But all this time, I was operating in the flesh. It is carnal and spiritual. If you would turn your Bibles to 1 Corinthians 13. The Apostle Paul reminded me, sabi niya in my quiet time, in verse 1. Because this chapter talks about love. Sabi nga dito, diba, love is indispensable. Meaning, we cannot do without. Hindi pwedeng walang love. Hindi pwede talaga. Let us think. If I speak in tongues of men or of angels, lupit, can you imagine that yung bigat nun? If I could speak in tongues of men or for angels, but do not have love, I am but a resounding gong or clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy, bigat din, di ba? If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have a faith that can move mountains, nag-ihil ka ng mga tao, tama? But if I do not have love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast, parang santo na nabuhay, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Brothers and sisters, everything we say or do should have the one and only motive and reason, and that is love. This brother of mine always tells me, bro, God looks at the heart. God looks at the heart. When there is a question that I ask you, I have in pag-approach ng mga situations sa buhay ko, he always reminds me, bro, God looks at the heart. We can try, believe me, we can try on our own to love our enemies. Ako na lang. I just met with pastor, 9 o'clock, 10:30. Meron na kaagad. You can try to forgive those who hurt you, but it may last for maybe a week, a few days, or even just an hour or two. It's impossible because kung naghahanap ka ng miracle sa buhay mo, sabi mo, ba't di ako nakapag-heal? Sabi sa Bible, di ba? If I believe I can heal, hindi. Ito lang, magpatawad ka lang ng kapwa. Milagro na. It is a miracle in itself. So for me, I'm pretty sure for a fact, it goes without saying, for all of us, we have experienced this. Hindi ko na nga i-detalye, but you know na may nakasakit sa'yo. But there's only one way we could even begin to love and forgive. And that is if we have Jesus Christ in our life. Sabi ko nga, we have tried, including me, with the total unrestricted. If you have the total unrestricted surrender of every part of your being and every aspect of your life to the Lordship of Jesus Christ, it is possible. You can do anything, and more so, to love your enemies and to forgive those who hurt you. Amen? Hallelujah. In closing, hindi natin ito kakayanin. Gusto ko sana i-share yung latest na hurt ko eh. Kasi na-overcome ko siya eh. Kaya lang, nag-aalangan ako eh. Share ko na rin siguro. My father worked very well in his life, and he have accumulated some let's say decent amount of property. And then recently I learned that I'm not included in the will. And it hurt me because I'm the oldest. And my siblings were two sisters, and they have their own husbands who can provide for them anyway. Sabi ko, parang my birthright was taken away from me. And dinadala ko to every day, and it affected me. Kaya sabi ko kay Lord, pagod na ako. I don't want this anymore. And through to binigay ito ni Pastor Val, sabi ko, tama-tama ito. Kasi I'm going through this. Somebody have hurt me, and masakit talaga. Lalo na it's from the family. And it really helped me. Not because of my own doing, but because of my relationship with Jesus Christ.